Hey guys, let's start the 81st episode of Daily Football News and know what has happened in the past 24 hours. Why Messi case is still heating. Gerd Müller dies age 75. Mbappé situation. Tributes to Messi. Will Madrid make an offer for Mbappé? Koeman wants a striker. Harry Kane situation. Let's quickly find out all of these in this video. Before starting this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. So at first, without delay, let's get to know some main news of the day. The world of football is in mourning after the death of legendary German striker Gerd Müller at the age of 75. He still holds the record for most goals scored in the Bundesliga with 365, while he was the league's top scorer on 7 occasions. It was also on the international stage that Müller displayed his talent, as he netted 68 goals and 62 caps for Germany, with whom he was part of the squad that won the 1972 European Championship and followed that up with the World Cup 2 years later in 1974. Today is a sad, dark day for FC Bayern and all its fans, Bayern president Herbert Hainer told the club's website. Gerd Müller was the greatest striker there's ever been, and a fine person and character of world football. We're all united in deep mourning with his wife Uskay as well as his family. FC Bayern wouldn't be the club we all love today without Gerd Müller. His name and memory will live on forever. Like Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, Barcelona opens their campaign with a victory, and they can now try and draw a line under the Messi saga. It wasn't straightforward, but without Messi, will things ever be as simple for Barcelona? They get the job done in their first competitive match since he joined Paris Saint-Germain. Despite a big scare in the second half, everything looked to be going to plan. Barcelona fullback Jordi Alba has spoken out to defend himself against criticism that he may be partly to blame for Lionel Messi's exit. The 32-year-old said he expects Laporta to clear up any doubt about his role shortly. Jordi Alba was whistled by some Barcelona fans, and there have been suggestions from some sectors that his reluctance to lower his wages may have contributed to the club being unable to retain Messi. When the club talks with me, I am willing. I am from here, spending my whole life in Barcelona. That my commitment is questioned hurts me a lot, as the president hasn't spoken specifically about this yet. I suppose he will speak and he'll tell the truth. The Catalan confirmed he will, like Gerard Piqué and the other captains, be taking a pay cut to help ease the club's financial woes. My lawyers have spoken to the club, Jordi Alba confirmed. Jordi Alba insisted he was always willing to take a pay cut, and that the captains doing so are separate from the club's negotiations with Messi. Apart from being the best, Leo was the one who understood me best, so imagine the efforts I would have made for him to stay. He said, I can't control everything that's said, but I've been around. Nothing will surprise me. The veteran, who has spent more than half his life at Barcelona, repeated several times that these questions should be put to the president across 2 spells. I'm not saying the club leaks things, just that you should ask the president, Jordi Alba told reporters. The KYLIAN Mbappé transfer saga is close to coming to an end, and tensions are higher than ever. With the arrival of Lionel Messi at Paris Saint-Germain, the French side now needs to free up some salaries at the club, and the 22-year-old is still heavily linked with a move to Real Madrid. The Italian newspaper La Gazzetta dello Sport reported on Thursday that Mbappé, who was whistled by PSG's supporters during the team's presentation ahead of the new season, will break his silence about his future on Monday. Mbappé hasn't spoken publicly about this, but PSG president Nasser Al-Khelaifi and coach Mauricio Pochettino are both aware that he has no intention of signing an extension to his current contract, which expires on June 30, 2022. The club offered a 6-year deal with a salary similar to that of Neymar, but Mbappé turned it down. He knows that he'll be the main man at Real Madrid and would prefer to move to Spain this summer. For now, PSG doesn't want him to leave, although some within the club are suggesting it may be better to cash in this summer than lose him for nothing in 12 months. The pressure on Mbappé from PSG is huge, as they continue to put more and more attractive deals on the table. The PSG players are also doing all they can to convince him to stay, with Neymar working for a long time to keep him in Paris, while new arrivals Sergio Ramos and Messi have told him they want him to remain part of the side. The whistles and jeers from the club's fans are also a taste of what this season could be like if he doesn't sign a new deal, while some have suggested a period on the bench could be a way of applying more pressure. Real Madrid are waiting for the right moment to pounce on Mbappé this summer. They believe they are ready to make an offer and are financially capable of drawing up a suitable contract. Los Blancos are waiting until tensions are particularly high between the player and PSG before making their move. The deal will be amicable, but the French side is aware that one club, Real Madrid, is willing to pay a considerable amount for a player out of contract in a year. The next 14 days will be decisive and could see Real Madrid take a big step towards bringing in one of the most promising players in world football. If they can bring Mbappe in this summer, they will. Gerard Piqué has reduced his salary to help Barcelona register their new signings, but the club's other captains will do likewise in the coming days. "I felt it's what I had to do," he told Movistar when discussing his pay cut, before revealing that Sergio Busquets, and Jordi Alba will cut their salaries too. "I have been in touch with the other captains and they're going to take a reduction too. It's just a matter of timing. That's why I could do it first to get it done quickly and help register players. We're a family and the captains have been keen to do this from the first moment too. I feel proud of the other captains and I want the players and fans to be all together." Piqué went on to speak about the season in general and what it means to no longer have Lionel Messi leading the line. "I think we'll be competitive and fight for titles to the very end," he stated. After 17 months away, Barcelona fans were able to return to Camp Nou for Sunday's La Liga Santander match against Real Sociedad. Only 20,384 spectators were allowed, but they made their feelings about the Lionel Messi departure known. In the 10th minute, that of the Argentine's shirt number, many fans chanted his name and held up Messi shirts, while there were also various banners showing gratitude to the forward. At the same time, there were banners against Joan Laporta and his predecessor Josep Maria Bartomeu for overseeing this historic exit. "Barca yes, Laporta no," and "Laporta, slave of the enemy" were among the messages on those banners. When the current players' names were read out before the game, there was tremendous applause for Gerard Piqué after he agreed to a pay cut to allow the club to register Memphis Depay and Eric Garcia. Jordi Alba, who is still negotiating a reduction, received a few whistles, although only by a small section. Now we move on to some interesting news of the day. Ronald Koeman assured in the press conference before the game against Real Sociedad that he would like to be able to incorporate another striker. Two of the names Barca is considering are Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Alexander Lacazette, both from Arsenal. Messi's move has generated anger among Barcelona supporters, especially given that one of Laporta's promises in his presidential campaign was to do everything to keep him at the club. Several fans made their feelings clear over who they believe is to blame for the Argentines' exit, ahead of their La Liga Santander opener against Real Sociedad on Sunday evening. Joan Laporta Judas, "You tricked Lionel Messi," read one banner. Laporta, Florentino Perez's servant, reads another. The Norwegian could be destined for a move to Arsenal. Real Madrid are willing to sell Martin Odegaard to Arsenal for €34 million, according to IBC. However, in addition to that fee, they want €8.5 million in potential add-ons, plus a buyback clause. It is reported, however, Arsenal will only pay €25 million for the Norway star. Lille midfielder Renato Sanchez is unlikely to move to Barcelona this summer due to an injury, Elequip reports. The Portugal international is set to undergo surgery that will keep him out until September. England legend Gary Neville believes that Harry Kane's time at Tottenham is over after he missed Sunday's 1-0 wins over Manchester City. He said, "I just read into the fact that, because he was not involved today, every other England player that has been part of the Euros I believe has been involved this weekend. Whether it was from the bench or in the squad, Harry Kane would be here today. I feel if there was no doubt over his future, I took into it that he has gone." Blackpool has made a last-ditch move for Manchester United youngster Ethan Laird, according to The Sun. Swansea had previously been in pole position to sign the defensive talent. Laird, 20, spent last season on loan with MK Dons last term. The Reds are hoping to land the superstar on a free. Liverpool will try to sign PSG star Kylian Mbappé on a free transfer next summer, according to the Transfer Window podcast. It is reported that Mbappé is interested in a deal with the Anfield club, who will have to compete with Real Madrid for his signature. Ex-Chelsea star Gary Cahill is wanted by numerous clubs following his release from Crystal Palace. The Sun says that Bournemouth, Norwich, and Rangers all want the centre-back. Real Betis are in advanced talks with Cagliari centre-back Diego Godin, says Estadio Deportivo. but there are still some things that need to be ironed out if the Uruguayan is to return to La Liga Santander. Godin would need to take a significant pay cut, with Los Verdeblancos willing to offer him a one-year deal with the option for another year. He would earn €1 million a year. Miralem Pjanic is determined to leave Barcelona this summer and push through a return to Juventus, but it seems that the Bianconeri are looking to get rid of players of their own first. Barcelona's perilous financial position has been well documented, but Ronald Koeman has stressed the need for the club to bring in a number 9. So, this was the end of our 81st episode. We will be back with more interesting news and transfer rumors tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.